I was born in Chicago in '82, so from '82 to '88, I lived in the city. My mom was transferred from the LaGrange GM plant. She was working in there, and then to Janesville, Wisconsin. So in '88, we moved to Wisconsin. And then from '88 to the mid-2000s, I remained in Wisconsin. It was around 2006 where I decided to move back into Chicago. Got an apartment in Ukrainian Village, started showing apartments, working the real estate business in Chicago. Very fast-paced field that I was working in. Everything in Chicago is fast-paced, so that type of job really fit the type of atmosphere I was in.
Me and my dad, we used to actually travel down to Metro, you know, from West Chicago to Union Station. We would go to the Walgreens that was like 2 blocks down, cop a 30-pack. He would get some change, and he would get like 50 singles. We walked around the city just handing bums singles and beers, and you know, and that's what we did. Like, you know, every weekend that I went over there, that was always a great memory.
My mind is overwhelmed with this question of any good places to eat in Chicago. It's hard to find bad food in Chicago. The best part of Chicago is the food. We can break it down into hot dogs, go to Super Dog, Gene and Jude's. Sometimes those lines would just go around the block for people waiting for one of those hot dogs. Pizza, I have traveled all over Chicago for pizza. If you want great thin crust, go to Ofame or go to Armand's Pizza. If you want a good deep dish, go to Illuminati's. Best deep dish around. Some people might say Uno's. That's a matter of opinion. I'm not going to get in a fight over it, but I say Illuminati's a little bit better.
One cool place that popped up just before I left was Devil Dogs. That was just down the street from me. It was on State Street. Those guys were super cool. They have some like amazing shakes. Their hot dogs are awesome. They're cheesy, like the cheese that they put on the hot dogs. It's amazing.
The current atmosphere is really interesting. You can go into different neighborhoods and see some of the old culture still there, but all this new culture coming in. It's really strange on how things have changed, where you see back in the 70s, the Gold Coast area was Skid Row. It was just the ghetto area to live. Now it's like $8,000, $10,000 a month condos. And then you got the flip side where Humboldt Park was where you had to have money to live. There were like these little mini mansions that just took down Humboldt Boulevard, and it was beautiful. But this is now just a rundown kind of sometimes sketchy place to live.
Yes, our city is beautiful, but in certain areas, you definitely, you know, you need to be concerned with yourself and who you with and where you at. And it's not so much as gangs, it's more like cliques nowadays. Back then, like, you know what I'm saying, when we was out there gang banging or whatever, we went to school. If we wasn't in school and we saw some of the older guys out there on the block, we had to run from them, we had to run from cops, we had to run from truant officers, we had to run from our parents and kin folks that were older, saw us ditching.
Working in real estate, I would always tell people, if you want to find out where the next trendy area is, you had to find out where the artists were moving to. The artists were the trendsetters. They would move to these places that the rent was low, there wasn't really much going on, and in time, consumerism just blew up.
I'm an inspiration to my neighborhood because I did a complete 360 and came back to school, went back to school, graduated, and I'm showing my people like, dude, you know, we have options.
You can go to baseball games, whether you're a Sox fan or a Cubs fan, hockey games. I love the Blackhawks, Chicago Bears, you know, hit up the stadium there, see the Bulls at the United Center. One of the things that irks me the most is the traffic. I think that's where I kind of go crazy. The traffic and the roads aren't always taken care of. It's pretty crazy trying to find a parking spot just due to all the snowbanks that are on the side of the roads. One time I was stuck in traffic and I look around the corner and 3 cops are walking out with their guns pulled out, and I'm looking at where their guns are pointed to, and like 3 feet away from my car is this guy waving a machete around, and he's shirtless and he's got this crazy beard, and he was just right up. It was a hot summer day, my windows were rolled down, and you know, I saw the machete coming my way, rolled the windows right up. Had nowhere to go, I couldn't take off. I was just stuck at this light with this crazy man with a machete. So yeah, sometimes Sometimes life in Chicago could be like Grand Theft Auto. You never know what's going to happen.
My city, beautiful place. I don't think we totally out of control. I think it's going to take for a lot of us, meaning my age, and a few of the other older guys, to really sit down and politic, you know what I'm saying, and politic and take these streets back. And that don't mean go to war with them, give them options. Give them options to do other things.
For anybody that is interested in moving to Chicago, then they're not familiar with Chicago, I would suggest to get to know the areas. There's a lot of people that think they have an idea as to what they want until they actually go in and explore the areas themselves. Get to know the neighborhoods first before you pick a neighborhood to move into. You may be surprised at places that you thought weren't on your list before might be the neighborhoods you want to be at.